An intelligent, good-looking, and extremely hairy Southern California boy, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, grows up to be a successful art director. He meets the woman of his dreams, falls in love, and gets married. That is Scott Rasmussen's story. Coming up next, the story behind the story, the True Hollywood story. On August 8, 1971, the San Diego Union Tribune announced the arrival of Scott Rasmussen. Scott's dad, Bruce, and mother, Pat, provided an idyllic lifestyle for Scott and his two older sisters growing up in sunny San Diego. From an early age, Mr. and Mrs. Rasmussen knew that Scott was a special child. In school, Scott showed an aptitude for science and dance.
Scott Rasmussen. I remember him. He was one of my more gifted students. A little too ambitious for his own good, though. His volcano project, I think that resulted in an unexpected remodel of the gymnasium in 1978.
The volcano incident did little to derail Scott's academic career. He received numerous awards over the years and was the youngest person ever accepted into the prestigious NASA flight program. But Scott's talents didn't end in the classroom. He was also very athletic. If an activity required little to no lateral movement, or took place in an aquatic environment, Scott was unstoppable. Even with his many talents, it was obvious from an early age that Scott craved attention more than anything. Scott's first experience as a performer was appearing in beauty pageants at the mall. He quickly graduated to male modeling. Then, a chance meeting with Marty Krofft led to Scott's first television role.
So I see this kid at the mall and I think to myself, man, that is one hairy little bastard. He's perfect.
The rest is land of the lost history. Scott had his first taste of life in front of the camera, and he was hooked. The next few years were filled with acting and dance lessons, followed by weekly waxing treatments. With several supporting roles under his belt, Scott's childhood acting career served as a launching pad that propelled him into full-blown teen stardom. After teaming with actors like Kirk Cameron on Growing Pains and Neil Patrick Harris in Doogie Howser MD, Scott became a hot commodity in Hollywood. As Scott's filmography grew, he also flirted with the music industry. A guest spot on Different Strokes introduced Scott to lifelong friend Gary Coleman and helped dispel any unsubstantiated rumors pertaining to Scott's fear of little people. But as Scott's popularity grew, other rumors surfaced. After working on Different Strokes, he was romantically linked to Dana Plato in the tabloids. Although Scott had never been the star in any of his projects, he frequently appeared on the cover of teen fan magazines. Normally, he loved the attention, but this new attention was different. The paparazzi began to follow the teen heartthrob everywhere, and details of his hard-partying lifestyle leaked to the press. After the scandal broke, Scott retreated to San Diego and surrounded himself with the things that mattered most to him. He spent time with his family, visited his favorite taco carts, resurrected his jetpack plans, and perhaps most importantly, he rejoined his former swim club. Scott enjoyed this time off, but it proved to be short-lived. At a local swim meet, he was recognized by a Hollywood producer who immediately cast him in a role he was meant to play: lifeguard on Baywatch. The show was an immediate success, and Scott was thrown back into the limelight. His swimming prowess became legendary, and his likeness was chosen to portray Aquaman on the Super Friends.